Good morning, guys. How are you? Do I look a bit more human today? I feel a bit more human. It is what it is. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Why am I down here? Because this is another mini bookshelf that I have in my room that, it's kind of messy, so I don't really show you around here. And it's small. I used to have it before, but it's moved around. Anyway, there's lots of foliage and this is all the stuff from my birthday. I'm still not really trying to part with it, so it's still there. But anyway, are you crooked? This must be crooked. Not really understanding. Anyway, so what's over here? This is my big books, or random books, not really fictional, just weird books. Not weird, but so over here I have some children's books that I have. I also have this, which is my program for Sylvia. I also have this one, which is for Aladdin. Aladdin I have because it was beautiful. I wanted to have a look at the costumes. I'm just having a look to see if I can find you some of the costumes. That was what it was like. It was so beautiful. And then I saw when I read this that it was sponsored or working with Swarovski crystals. It was literally the whole place was just filled with crystals. It was the most jewels, and they were all catching the light. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, to be honest. I'm that is why people pay money for it, because it was just glistening. And this picture doesn't do it justice from when the lights are reflecting. Anyway, so that's that. And then Sylvia I watched at the beginning of this year, and it's one of my favorite shows ever. And so yeah, this was just telling me a bit about it. I just wanted to know more about it. So yeah. Oops, sorry, I just bumped you over. So I have that, and then I have the kids' books. And then I have my singular graphic novel. I have one graphic novel of Saga. And then just other stuff. Random, a book about interior design, about fashion. Oh, I do have another graphic novel, it seems. And then this Whiskey in a Teacup book from Reese Witherspoon. I just love Reese Witherspoon. So yeah. Economics book, origami, a book about being addicted to food, which I've never read because I'm happy with my food addiction. How to Care for a Boy, What a Time to Be Alone, and then other things, you know what I mean? Anyway, you can see I think I have more than one graphic novel. I think I have 3, which is interesting. I also have the Plant Friendly Kitchen, which again I've never opened, but I will one day. Up the top I have my candles and my upcoming candle collection. I don't know why my fan is in there, but anyway, oops. And then this is also where I keep my bookmarks, a pen, and my matches and my fire for my candles. And then also other bookish snacks that I used to have on my shelves, but I don't anymore. My hands are so dry. Yeah, including this Russian doll, which I got from my Russian friend. I don't know why I felt the need to come and explain that to you, but I guess I wanted to switch it up. Wanted to switch up the background, but it is right by my door. Yeah, so last night I didn't really read much more of that book that I was talking about, Winter Counts. And the thing is, it's not a bad book. To me, it feels kind of it feels like a Native American version of those sort of Jack Reacher, maybe. It's that kind of book, which I guess I didn't really know. A comparable title for me would be Razorblade Tears, but for some reason I enjoyed Razorblade Tears much more. I think I was just much more invested in the journey and in the main character, because right now the main character of this book, I just feel is unsympathetic, and I don't think that they spend much time in getting to know the characters or making me care at all. And then he's just off going around punching people, and I'm all right, that's great for you. So as in, have I told you? I think I've told you about the fact that it's heroin comes on the reservation, and then his nephew that he looks after has an overdose, and then he's I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. But this is why I have a problem with it, actually. This is mild spoilers. I wouldn't call it spoilers because I'm not even that far into it, but viewers' discretion. So as I said, his nephew lives with him and he has an overdose on heroin. His nephew's 14. right? So that's very young. It's very young, especially to be having an overdose. His nephew says it was the first time he had taken it, which happens, you know, it does happen. But at the same time, like, there wasn't enough interrogation into that. Like, I'm sorry, if I had a kid and they were like, oh yeah, no, I promise this is the first time, I don't know how much I'd believe it. But anyway, my problem with what happens is, so his nephew who lives with him, because his mother died, his sister, so the main character's sister died, right? So this poor child's mother has died. And after he has an overdose, he's like, do you know what? I'm going to go off. I'm going to go to a completely different city for about a week, and better go live with your grandaunt. Sorry? Do you not think he needs a little bit more stability? It's like as soon as he comes out of the hospital, he's packing him up to go and stay with a relative so that he could go run off and start punching people and finding out who's supplying the heroin. I feel like your priorities are all wrong. I feel like first things first, you need to stay with your nephew and you need to make sure your nephew's okay and get him back on track. Like, I just don't understand how the first reaction is to dump him with a relative while you're off punching people and getting into danger to a point where your nephew's like, what happens if you don't come back? Like, this is giving red flags. This is giving trauma. Like, your nephew probably already has abandonment issues because of his grief, you know? And you're only exacerbating that by running off into danger because he took heroin once. Now, I can understand, like, I'm not saying he couldn't have done it, but even if it was like, oh, his nephew had an overdose and then that was what gave him the motivation to go after them, but he's like, don't worry, I'm going to get him back on track. Like, you see me and you, we're not over. And do you know what I mean? There could have been an interaction where he sees the man in town and he's like, I'm coming for you, best be prepared. Sort of like a Taker moment, like, I will come and I will find you and I will kill you sort of vibe. We could have done that, but instead he's like, do you know what, bye. Basically, he was in the hospital and he was like, do you do drugs? The kid was like, no, only this once. And then he was like, are you sure? He was like, yes. And then he was like, okay, tell me who it was, and now you're going to your aunt's. And the kid's like, oh, and make sure you have to look after her because she's old. Huh? Not even, what about me? I was in hospital, yeah? I was in hospital, I overdosed. Maybe this is me and my issues. Maybe this is me and my issues and I'm displacing them onto the book characters. What are my issues? I don't know. That's why I need a therapist. But, like, I don't know. You know, I'm just saying that this is only in my opinion. So, I don't know. I feel like I should just DNF it. Like, I just don't think there's any point in me continuing. And I'm just going to keep cussing this book. And, like, there's no need. So, like, it doesn't make any sense to me. So, I think I'm going to DNF it. I think there's just too many good books and not enough time. So, I'm DNFing it. Sorry. It's done. That was very aggressive, but it's what I decided. And you know what? It's sad because I really came to this book looking for some representation. Like, I don't know. I just like having some representation in my reading, especially in different genres that are seen as like traditionally white male. I love that. Like, for example, a vlog that's coming up that I've done is reading legal thrillers, and I really enjoyed like reading lots of different representation in that sphere. And as I said, a comparable title of this genre for me is Razor Blade Tears, because I don't mind the genre, but it's not my favourite. But when you add that representation in, it draws me in, and usually I do find it to be better than the counterparts that are just like cis white male. Do you know what I mean? So maybe that's a hot take, but that's my take. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with that genre, but it's just not my genre, so I need you to come with something different. And unfortunately, Winter Counts it's just me right now. Maybe when I'm more into this genre, because I can see me like 5 years down the line being like, do you know what, all I want is men traveling America, beating people the fuck up. And then maybe I'll come back to this book and I'll be like, oh my god, I love it. But right now, that's not where I'm at. So I feel like I just have to confess this, because it like plagues my brain trying to hide this section of my room from you, and it's just never that deep. Right now, I've got my printer on the table, but that's not usually there. It's because I printed off the things to put in the frames, and I've kept it here because I'm gonna try and print one off for this one, I think. I think I want to add some more, but I can barely keep the ones that I have on the wall at the moment, so maybe someone needs to calm down. But this one's white. As well as that, this is my like hobby section currently. Sorry, this has very been a hobby focus, but it is what it is. This is my hobby section right now. So this right here is a old shoebox filled with my colouring, my brush pens, because I don't have good storage for them at the moment, and like I just don't want to buy a box. And then this is my chalk pens for my chalkboard as well. And then I've got all of these, which are like my current colouring books in circulation. And one could ask, why does one person need to have this many colouring books in circulation at one time? And then I would tell one to mind their own business. I'm joking. It's not necessary, but it's what I feel, because you know, different times I feel like different things. This one is like a meditation one that's new and I haven't used it yet, and it's like to do with sound and stuff, but I could just never be bothered to sit down and do it. Usually I just want to colour, but I don't want to have to like do the whole listening task. Look, anyway, yeah, stream free audio to enhance your colouring experience. I don't know. And also, to be honest, mandalas, it's not really my favourite thing to colour, to be honest with you, but I got it. And then I've got Calm Over Chaos. This is by a artist who I found on TikTok a while ago, but I absolutely love her. I just love her whole ethos and the ethos of the brand and everything about it. And also, it's just my perfect type of colouring book, because it's got like big text. Hold on, I'm gonna try and find something I've coloured. Right, so for example, this is a very text heavy page, but it's got text, and I wanted some colouring that had text and like quotes on it, but like a lot of times the quotes that you see are like contrived and just like quotes for quote's sake. So I really like this one. And then also like the things to colour, I don't like colouring where it's too detailed. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, this isn't necessarily too detailed. It's got enough detail, but also it's not too much. Like, that's detailed, but it's not too much either. So I love her, and like, you know what I mean, she's just a good human. I mean, as much as you can tell someone's a good human through like the parasocial relationship, whatever. But for my birthday, so this is what I wanted for my birthday, and I've got the 3-set bundle. So what's the problem? There's no problem, except for the fact that I don't know which one from which one of the books I want to do it at one time, so therefore I need to have all 3 out. And then I also have this, which is a minimalist modern art colouring book, because as I said, I don't like anything that's too intricate, and I learned that lesson the hard way. So I have like colouring books now that I never use because it's just like too much. Do you know what I mean? This is the most recent one that I coloured in here. Cute. It's cute or whatever. All like this, just like simple, easy. I'm really not trying to do too much. And the pages of this one, they're not thick pages, but they're one-sided, so it's fine. Do you know what I mean? And like, it doesn't bleed through. So that's colouring. I have, oops, you can't see. Let's tune you down further. I've got, this is a shredder, because this is also my desk. So this is an old PC that I just currently use to put my printer on top. Then this is a shredder, which is weirdly very helpful. Then I've got an A4 laminator here. This is a stationery set. This is some more brush pens. And then this is, oh, I want to return something, so I need to keep the wrapping. And like other things, and like just other things that I want to keep hold of, which is all sitting on top of a Wii Sports board. Because I also eventually want to sort my Wii out and start playing Wii again. Why? Because I'm 21 years old and nostalgia is starting to hit. Okay, so that was enough chatting for a while. I'm gonna go. I have started an audiobook. It's a children's middle grade spooky, which I love. I learned that I love this from reading the City of Ghosts series, the Cassidy Blake series. So yeah, I'm reading that now, but I'm not going to tell you about it because I've been sitting here chatting for too long. I'm going to get something to eat. I'm going to get a drink. I need to clean my room because I always need to clean my room because I'm a messy bitch. I can't. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to go do that, and then later on I'll come back to you. See you then. But in the future, if you see this like little corner of mess. Just know it's intentional mess. Whatever. It's useful. It's not the cleanest look, but it's useful for me.
This Halloween, I'ma get even with you. I'ma go summer dip, I'ma go find my boo. If you ain't scared, we can disappear in this dark room. This Halloween, I'ma get even with you. I'm a ghost, ghost. Keep it low, low. I'ma dip to the castle in a cloak, wiping off a little blood from my clothes, creeping. I'm a monster for the weekend. Got a long fur coat freaking. See when the truth start leaking. We could be each other's hate fuck for the evening. This Halloween, I'ma get even with you. I'm a ghost, I'm a dip.
So here's the thing. I don't have a tripod at the moment. I really need you guys to like not judge the poster situation, alright? I'm daily vlogging. I don't have a chance to fix it before I come back to you, alright? Anyway, I have a question. Is there such a thing as horror romances? Because I want to be there. I'll be there. Kind of like a romantic suspense, but instead of like thriller, I want like horror. I want like paranormal romances. No, but not paranormal. Is that right? Paranormal. Like ghosts. What's the other one that they always use for like witches and stuff? Is that also paranormal? Because I don't want that paranormal. I want a horror romance. The thing is, I'm lying. I don't know if I actually want that. Because what is it going to be? Like, oh my god, someone's trying to kill us. Sex. Oh my god, we're running, trip and fall into a dick. Like, what is it going to be? I don't quite know. But I'm intrigued anyway. I'm about to finish my next book, but don't ask me about it now, okay? Because I'm busy, yeah? I'm busy. I'm cleaning. I'm doing shit. I don't know why I'm swearing so much. Have I got a potty mouth or something? I hardly swear. I swear. Yeah, don't ask me about it now. Don't ask about my ex. Let's just pretend that die. Look at me censoring myself now. I'm so good. Anyway, yeah, don't ask me about it now. I'll tell you about it later. But I'm enjoying it, okay? Peace. They were too. Look at them. Oh, what's wrong with them? They were too much. There's nothing too much about that. Oh, they even still yours. Are they even yours? Yeah, they were mine. I'm gonna try them on. Try them on. Why? Because you shoot your belly together. That's why I can't move forward. So expressed down the stomach. They don't fit me. They're too small. They're too small. I thought they were too big. I think I'm gonna keep them. It's terrible. It's terrible. You need to put that in the vlog. don't fit me, but I think I'm gonna keep them. Hey guys, so yes, so it's time for me to update you because I finished the book and I have barely even spoken to you. I've barely even spoken to you. So how can that happen? How can that be? Because I don't know, I couldn't talk to you. I'm not feeling great. I haven't been feeling great since yesterday. But because of the day before, I didn't want to, you know, I just attributed it to that. But I've just not been feeling great overall for a while. So, anyway. But yes, I finished, but yeah, so I finished a book. It's called, Campers Lake? No, not Creekers Lake? I can't remember. Why can't I remember the name? For the life of me, can't remember the name. But Creekers Lake, I just finished it. I really ought to know. But anyway, yeah, and it was good. Basically, this is like a middle grade spooky. And I've really gotten into middle grade spookies ever since I read the Cassandra Blake series, Cassidy Blake series, City of Ghosts by V.E. Schwab. And that's a trilogy, which I don't understand why there's not more books. There definitely could be. I'm upset, but anyway. And so ever since then, I started reading more middle grades. And not only that, I've realised like where in middle grade I like reading, because before I feel like the most popular middle grades in like the Booktube community, like I'm not talking amongst kids or anything or out in the real world, I'm talking about this online Booktube community. A lot of them tend to be like fantasies and like fantasy worlds and all of that stuff. And like that's just not what interests me. I don't really read fantasy anyway, like adult or YA, so I'm not gonna read children's. And if I do read a fantasy in adult, it's more likely to be like a fantasy romance, because the romance is what I'm enjoying, and like you're not gonna get fantasy romance kids, like it's not gonna be the same. So anyway, getting back to what I'm saying, so that helped me be able to find out what in middle grade, like the age category I enjoyed. As well as Summerween, there's also Chatty's readathon going on at the moment called Journeyathon, which is a readathon inspired by like some great books such as Lewis Carroll, Alice in Wonderland, Lizzie and Belle mystery books. Like it's just based off of it's just based off of some really good middle grades that she loves. And it's a 2-week readathon where the aim is to just read middle grades. So obviously I'm trying to read along with that. Anyway, what is it about, you're asking, because I just said it's a middle grade spooky and then went off on a tangent for ages. So basically what it's about is it follows this year 6 class, and for their year 6 trip, which is an iconic thing in this country, that, you know, when you're in year 6, you go on your year 6 trip. So they went on their year 6 trip and they're going to this place called Creeker Lake. It's not called Creeker Lake, Crater Lake. There you go. And it's like this is new place. You're gonna be the first year that's going to it, but when they get there, you know, things are a bit mysterious, things are going strange, and when people start to fall asleep, they start turning, and they don't know why. And then it follows this our main character, and his friends, quite a few characters actually, as they try and figure out what's going on, what is happening to the rest of their classmates, etc, etc. And it was actually really enjoyable. It was good, and like it wasn't paranormal, which is something that I realized. So most of the middle grade spookies I've read so far are paranormal, and this isn't paranormal, but it's still spooky, and I really enjoyed it. And like the whole ethos was like, don't fall asleep, and that to me was like a real drawer. Like it kept me intrigued. I was intrigued throughout it. As I said, there were quite a lot of characters, because it follows a year 6 class. Obviously it doesn't follow every single student, it follows a handful, but it's still a handful of kids that they're following, and yet they each felt distinct. Like I didn't get them confused at any point, which is interesting. Like I can't tell you their names, absolutely not, but I know each character, and there wasn't any point where I was struggling to differentiate them, which is odd. And like in my head I can think about each of the characters and like their personality traits, etc, etc. So I thought that was really well done. And at first I was scared when I heard it was about a year 6 class. I was scared. Well, I was nervous that was going to be a thing that I was going to struggle with, and I never did. The writing was really good. Like I think that it was very well done. It did exactly what it was supposed to do in some way. Like I've started to talk about writing a lot more, because I don't know, it's just like each genre, each age category has different aims, and so, you know, it might not necessarily be beautiful writing, but I've never really personally appreciated like super flowery prose. So I'm just saying like the writing was good. Like to me, it did exactly what it was supposed to do. And yeah, the humour, I thought was a good amount of humour. And, you know, the thing about reading middle grade is that there was a lot of toilet humour in general across the age category. And me personally, I'm not really a toilet humour person, and I never really have been. Like, it's not that I find it offensive. It's not that I find it, like, embarrassing. It's not that I find it, like, ew, disgusting. It's not that I find it disgusting. It's just, like, it just doesn't make me laugh, and it never does. And when I've been reading middle grade spookies, or just middle grades in general, sorry, there has been some toilet humour. This one, however, didn't have that much. All of those say this one didn't have that much in it, which I don't know if I appreciate it or not. I mean, I kind of appreciate it. I think there was a good balance. Like, there was like maybe twice of like toilet fart humour, and I think that's a good balance because kids find it enjoyable on the whole, but also it wasn't too much, so I appreciate it. And yeah, I just like the whole premise of like, don't fall asleep. That is a great way to attract people. Would I recommend it? I would recommend it. I mean, it's not my favourite spooky, but I think I enjoy the ones about ghosts more. So that's not necessarily a reflection of this book. It's just a reflection of my taste in middle grade. I prefer paranormal, the ghosts, and kids running away from ghosts. Another thing is that, you know, sometimes in middle grade you can kind of be like, but where are the adults? But like, where are the adults? Why is it all down to these kids? And I'm enjoying watching the creative ways that writers are tackling that challenge. So for example, in this one, they're on a school trip, they're on a year 6 trip, and to me that one makes the most sense out of any of them. Well, not any of them, but like a lot of them, because it makes sense. I mean, because like, a lot of these, they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm at a sleepover for like a week. And to me, yeah, that happens, but that's more rare. That's more of a stretch. And like, usually there'll be more check-ins with your kid if your kid's staying at someone else's house for like a week. Like, do you know what I mean? Whereas in the other middle grades, they'll be like staying elsewhere, running around, and there's like not that much parental supervision, or guardian supervision, I should say. When you're on a year 6 trip, you're gonna be fine. Like, the parents are gonna be like, oh yeah, they're on a school trip, whatever, and they're gonna kick back and they're gonna relax. And like, even when they hear nothing from their children, especially when they know it's like remote, they're like, oh, no service, or like, oh, whatever, like, oh gosh, look at them, they're not answering my calls, they must be having a great time. You know what I mean? I feel like it was very believable that way, you know? And it made me understand why like no parents were like, where's my child? Because why would you? They're on a school trip, they're on their year 6 trip. You're just like, oh. You know, so I really enjoyed the way that writer did that. And then obviously you're thinking about what about the teachers, but you know, like, as I said, creepy things are going on at this place, so the teachers are therefore dragged into it with the kids. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I would recommend. So that means I've read 2 books now. I think I'm gonna put this one for the prompt of black on the cover, because it was orange or black. At first I thought it was orange and black, but it's orange or black. So I'm gonna put this one as black on the cover. And now I'm 2 books down of the 5, which is day 3 of 7, so I'm not doing too bad, to be honest with you, but I am kind of feeling a little bit of a failure as a vlogger, which I mean, I'm letting you in behind the curtain a bit, but I don't know, I just feel like there's just not that much summer-weeniness going on. Like, I could just be daily vlogging any day. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't feel spooky enough. So I've just posted day 1, and like, I think day 2, there's hardly anything for day 2, hardly any footage, but I think I'm gonna try and like, I don't know what I'm gonna try and do. I'm gonna try and switch it up, my editing, and maybe add some more creepy music in the background. I don't know, last Halloween I had my this Halloween I'ma get even with you, so I might bring that back for like a little reminder for those who are here. And yeah, I don't know, cleaned my room today, which is good. I'm feeling like mental clearness, because my physical was not great today, I have to be honest with you. It was not great yesterday either, and it's just my belly. I don't know what's going on. I might have to visit the doctors. But yeah, I'm a bit like, what else do I do now? Because I have some time and I don't know what I'm going to do. I might do my create a digital illustration. Could also watch a scary movie. But I wanted to do this whole thing. So I want to start another channel where it's just like throwing whatever I want to do there. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but like anything that's not bookish can just go there. It's called Violet Musings. As in literally like, you know, anything, everything that's not books can just kind of go there. My dumping ground, as it were. So what I was thinking is I was going to do 7 spooky movies in 7 days. But then if I watch a scary movie now, then my 7 days will kick in from now. And I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I'm ready for that challenge. But I'm really excited. I'm really excited for it. I was actually gonna make my life easy and do a week of reading, a week of watching, because obviously there's a limited amount of time. Obviously today I'm free, so I'm like, oh, what else do I do with my time? But like, you know what I mean? Other days I'm gonna be more busy. So all in all, that's me. Day three. Exciting. Oh, also I'm really enjoying this lofi. I said I've cleaned, but have I? Yeah, I have. Look, I do have food there. Okay, it is what it is. But this lofi, I'm enjoying it. Okay, so I'll put it in the description. Okay. What are the prompts even? Hey guys, so yeah, it's later than earlier, obviously. What are we thinking about the mug? Are we a fan? It just kind of looks like 2 colours, but it's actually 3. Yeah, I don't know what to do. So I finished my colouring. Where's it gone? I don't know. I think I put it away already. That was fun, actually. What was most fun was like researching what quote I wanted to have on it. I just went on Pinterest. I created a Halloween board of Pinteresty quotes. And I figured like I could create like some digital illustrations of it. I'm talking a big game about digital illustration when I'm really not that great. But I can muddle my way through with a reference image, if you get what I'm saying. So, but yeah. Anyway, so that was that. And then I was like, right, okay. And then I started my next book because I thought I need to start my next book. So I started listening to Sadie. And first of all, the audio production is amazing. It doesn't even feel like a novel. I'm going to be honest. It feels like a radio dramatization. It has a face made for radio, okay? No, I'm joking. It's just, yeah, it's just completely perfect. Like, I can just imagine it on Radio 4 and people loving it because it's like it's made to be that kind of show. And it's so funny to me because, you know, when I was younger, or even still now, I'm not even gonna lie, like my mom loves listening to Radio 4 and she'll put on Radio 4 and then they'll have like their dramatizations and I'm like, oh my god, for the life of me, please can they just stop? But I suppose it's kind of like listening to an audiobook. Specifically, it's very much like listening to Sadie because the radio versions are dramatized. Also, I'm gonna pause this because it's glitching. It's an intentional glitch, but like, so I have a lo-fi on and it's glitching, so I don't want it to glitch and make you guys glitch. And so I started it and it's harsh, man. Like, I've heard so many people talk about this. Obviously I'm very, very late. This is years late, but like, this is hard. I don't, many trigger warnings, and I just don't feel like people got that across. Did they say it made them sad? Yeah. Did they say, they said it was like about a podcast. They said it would make them sad. But like, this isn't sad, this is triggering. No, I mean, it's actually both. Oh gosh. It's both triggering and sad. Let me tell you the premise. So the premise is that it's following this podcast, this serial podcast. And so they deep dive into a case every episode. You know, it follows like a whole season will be based on one sort of case. The case that they're following is the death of this young girl named Maddie a couple years ago, and then following that, her sister's disappearance called Sadie. And when I tell you, so Maddie died when she was 13, I think, either 13 or 14, because I feel like she said just before she turned 14. So anyway, oh my god, oh my god. And you know what, at the beginning it was like, I'm gonna save you the gory details, and I was like, okay, perfect, love that. But then there was just other things that just like so gory, like trigger warnings for like SA, for alcoholism, abuse, just grooming, just like some of the most sickening behaviour. And it's just dark, like it's just dark, like it's dark. And I find that often when I'm reading these books, that's what I say to you. I'm like, it's dark. No, it's like, it's grim. Because I find myself like, it's almost shocking to my system. I'm like, no, but like, I need to convey, it's just dark, like, you know? And so, yeah, I mean, I've listened to it for just about an hour. And I'm like, I need something light. I'm like, give me a friggin' romance. Like, I can't cope. I actually can't. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I want to continue listening because, do you know what? Like, I think it'll be good. But like, oh gosh. And I'm trying to think about what else I'm gonna be listening to this week. And I know I'm gonna listen to at least one non-fiction. I doubt if I'll finish it, to be honest. But like when I'm working, that's the only thing that I can listen to when I'm in the office, a non-fiction. So I'm thinking about listening to A Black Guy Dies First. So I know that that's going to be a slightly different tone, but still within SUMMERWEEN later on in the week. But I'm like, I need to find that horror romance now. I feel like maybe I should start reading a suspense because I can't. And then also, I just don't want to read physically. And it's nothing on The Woods Are Always Watching. It's actually not. I'm sure I'd enjoy it, but I can't. So I might get the audiobook of it. I don't know what's happened to me, honestly. I do need to read the graphic novel at some point. I don't think I'm going to read the one about ghosts. I need some light in my life. So I think tomorrow I'll read Pumpkinheads. So tomorrow I'm going to read Pumpkinheads. But as well as that, I think I might try and start Dogs and the Women Who Love Them. I mean, I don't know. It is 10:15 and I woke up really early today. So I'm probably going to fall asleep. But this is that. Also, Lincoln Lawyer has come out and I really enjoy it. So I might also watch an episode of that. I don't know what I'll do. But anyway.